To perform a social hand hygiene technique. This is called social hand, and the process involves the technique is I ensure that my hands was wet under normal room temperature running water, and as you can see, this is a normal room temperature running water. The water is not hot, it's not cold, it's just at a normal room temperature. So what I do is that I have to wet my hands, which is the first process of a social hand wash technique. I've just wet my hands now, and the process number 2 is that I ensure enough quantity of soap was applied to cover all the surface of my hand. And this is the soap. I have to ensure that enough quantity of soap, this quantity of soap is enough. I use it to cover the surface of my hands. I ensure that enough quantity of soap has been applied to cover all the surface of my hands. And the soap solution was in contact with all the surface. This is the soap solution. I can see it's in contact with all the surface of my hands, which I've just done the contact. And after washing my hands properly in order to prevent infection control, I have to rinse my hands, which I've just done. I've just rinsed my hand. The water is at a normal room temperature. It's not an hot water, it's not cold water, just normal room temperature water. And when I finish rinsing my hand as well, I've just rinsed my hand now. So what I will do is that I rub my hands together strongly for a minimum of 15 seconds. So I have to rub my hands. I'm just rubbing my hands now. I'm rubbing my hands strongly with a minimum of 15 seconds. I have to rub my hands strongly with a minimum of 15 seconds, and I'm still rubbing my hands with a minimum of 15 seconds. And effectively, after rubbing my hands for 15 seconds, I have to effectively rinse my hands, but the tap was turned off. I have to rinse my hand again. I've just finished rubbing my hand. I'm trying to rinse it again. Rinse. And after rinsing again, I ensure that my hands was rinsed, but the tap was turned off with the use of paper towel. And this is the paper towel. I have to turn off the tap now because the tap is still running with some water. Turn off the tap with the paper towel. I've just turned off the tap with the paper towel, and I avoid using my clay hands to turn off the tap. That is why I use the paper towel. And finally, I ensure that my hands was dried. This is the paper towel I use in turning off the tap. I have to dump it on the bin. And my hands was dried with disposable paper. I have to take another paper to dry my hands. I'm just taking a paper to dry off my hands because I've just performed the social hand wash technique. So I dried my hands, and I made sure that my hands was dry effectively with disposable paper towel, and the towel was thrown away into a no-risk waste bin. I have to throw the paper away into a no-risk waste bin, which my hands was free from. I've just dumped the paper into a no-risk waste bin. So this is a social hand wash technique I've just performed, and I think that's all. Thank you.